You look like your father, and you're looking for the same thing as he was. I'm very glad to see he finally succeeded in passing on his heritage.
You knew my father?
By chance, or perhaps it was destiny. We fought in the same company during the Great War. I had several discussions with him before his disappearance in Argonne. I admired his intelligence and his great knowledge.
What was he like? I mean, how did he cope with what he was going through?
He had a certain detachment. It was like he was haunted by some vision and everything else was just secondary to it. He used to dream a lot about Atlantis, and every morning when he awoke, he'd write everything down in his journal.
My father kept a journal? I didn't know. What became of it?
I've no idea. It was never found after the battle that your father died in. No doubt it was destroyed.
If you don't mind me asking, Captain, why did you leave the army?
Oh, after the Great War, my whole perception of the world had changed radically. As an intelligence officer, I was posted to many different countries, and everywhere I went, I was seeking some sort of redemption, but I never found it. In the end, I left the army because it had nothing more to offer me except bitterness and regrets.
You seem to have a rather gloomy view of the world.
I see the world as it is, Mr. Brooks, and not as I would like it to be. I wasn't wrong. Elliot's airship is moored over the palace. Now, we just have to go and get Miss Sullivan.
I sure hope Kate's all right.
Don't worry. Elliot's unscrupulous, but he's no killer.
You seem to know him pretty well. Already had dealings with him, have you?
Yes. He tried to steal my medallion. But unlike you, I knew how valuable my inheritance was, and I was expecting somebody to try and get their hands on it.
You know, I knew nothing at all of my father's medallion.
Yes, that's what Foster told me. I helped him to find you in Germany. Why are you searching for Atlantis, Brooks?
Who could refuse an adventure like this? What we're about to discover will change the future of the whole world. And I also hope to find out more about my father's medallion.
Some mysteries have very ancient origins and are well hidden from the prying eyes of man. The inheritance conferred on us brings with it a certain responsibility. Are you willing to make some difficult choices? Any transformation requires a sacrifice.
You're being somewhat enigmatic, Captain. I'll do the best I can. I'll take responsibility for my decisions.
There you are! At last! You took your time.
Oh, sorry. I've just come 2,500 miles to look for you.
I was kidding, Howard. How did you know where to find me?
Our new friend, Captain Blackwood, knew about this place. Where's Elliot?
In one of the rooms of the palace. He's looking for the second half of the bas-relief. We have to find it before he does. With the whole bas-relief, we'll be able to open the Gate of Truth, which will reveal the whereabouts of the Atlantean relic.
Can you get out of this cage?
No. You can only open the gate with a lever, and Elliot took it away with him. Tell me, who exactly is this Captain Blackwood? He looks a bit creepy.
He's on our side. Foster had already contacted him and got him on the team. He's wearing one of the medallions too, and he inherited it.
I too wish to find Atlantis, Miss Sullivan. The treasures of the ancients must not fall into the wrong hands.
What is this palace? It's built right into the heart of the mountain.
The Palace of Satyavrata. Its name refers to a mythical king of Indian legend. It was built by a Maharaja several centuries ago. These days, it belongs to a rich admirer of Indian art, but he hardly ever comes here.
And have you been here before?
I did visit a part of the palace on a previous trip, researching the bas-relief. But unfortunately, I never got to see the Gate of Truth. The palace is simply spellbinding. It's incredibly calm and serene. Some of the pieces in its collection are absolutely unique.
So basically it's a kind of museum. But where are the people who look after it and guard it?
Elliot has either bought them off or scared them off so he can poke around through all the rooms at leisure.
He must have been pretty convincing. Doesn't look like there's anyone here at all. You mentioned the Gate of Truth.
It's the way into a cavern, the Grotto of Revelations. And that's where we'll find the exact location of the Atlantean relic. I've never seen the gate. I know it's somewhere in one of the rooms of the palace. But I just know it'll yield up its secrets if we can manage to bring together the two halves of the bas-relief. Elliot questioned me for a long time to find out everything I know about the palace and about the bas-relief. He found it kind of fun to lock me in this gazebo thing so I'd have a front row seat. But I managed to gain a little time by sending him off on a false trail.
What did you tell him?
Elliot didn't know where exactly in the palace to look for the bas-relief. I told him he'd find it somewhere in the Hall of Truth, but in fact, it's somewhere else altogether. So you're in with a chance of finding it before he does. You'll have to get a move on. Sooner or later, Elliot's going to find out I lied to him.
Did he take the first half of the bas-relief with him?
Yes, and he took my medallion too.
He's got quite a few cards in his hand now. Well, it's up to us to make sure he doesn't come up trumps. Do you know where we can find the other half of the bas-relief?
Its exact whereabouts remain a mystery. But according to my research, it's most likely hidden in the Great Hall of Glass, and the rays of the sun will play an important role in finding it.
I think I'll just have a look at a few books while you're taking a look around the rest of the room. I might find one or two clues about our quest. It won't take Elliot long to find out he's been tricked by Miss Sullivan. We have to find the bas-relief before he leaves the Hall of Truth. I found a very interesting book. The Memoirs of a Noble Wanderer. I think it might be the memoirs of the Maharaja who had the palace built.
I don't suppose it mentions where the bas-relief is hidden.
That would be too easy. This chap seems to have been extremely erudite and an explorer, too. Who knows what he might have discovered on his travels?